jxmyhighroller, bruh. If y'all ain't sub to this dude's channel, I don't know what you're doing. Best NBA content on YouTube, bruh. I'm gonna be eating too, so it's part ASMR.
And the Warriors on top by 4. Curry defending by a little off his.
Not this year.
This year, White.
Not this year. When the offensive player tries to launch into a defender in unnatural motion, it can either be an offensive foul if there's enough contact, or if it's marginal, as the refs deemed in that last shot by Steph Curry, then it's a no call.
This is Stephen Curry giving his best attempt at a 4-point play. You know, when you hit the 3 and draw a foul in the process. These 4-point plays happen very, very rarely. Steph only has 43 of them in his entire career. Unfortunately, Steph didn't sink this 3 or draw the foul, and he's not happy about it. NBA refs have notoriously called this a foul for the last half-decade. This move has become a part of Steph's bag at this point, but he'll have to find a new method of drawing fouls outside, because this past offseason, the NBA made the decision to no longer call these flailing and blatantly obvious flops as fouls. A decision that has a seemingly unanimous approval rating from NBA fans. On the other hand, a lot of players aren't so happy about the change. In the 2000-2001 NBA season, the league began to keep track of 3-point shooting fouls. In that first season, Kobe Bryant drew 4 3-point shooting fouls. Allen Iverson drew 5. In fact, the entire league as a whole drew 196 3-point shooting fouls throughout the entire season. During the 2020-2021 NBA season, the league drew 1,091 3-point shooting fouls. 1,091. This is a problem. But who exactly is the culprit? Well, since the league began to keep track of the stat just over 2 decades ago, these are the career leaders in 3-point shooting fouls drawn. Anything over 100 is, believe it or not, quite a bit. Only a handful of players in 20 seasons have reached this milestone. Dirk Nowitzki is the only big man you'll find on this list. At 142 3-point shooting fouls drawn is Kobe Bryant. Then you'll find Kevin Durant, Steph, Lillard, and at the top, 2 of the craftiest players to ever play the game, Jamal Crawford and Lou Williams, with 249 3-point shooting fouls drawn. And then there's James Harden, with a 3-point shooting foul total so astronomically high, it doesn't even make sense. This is absurd. If there's any stat that shows Harden's ability to manipulate the game, this is it. You want to hear a statistic that will blow your mind? Kobe Bryant played 16 NBA seasons while this stat was being tracked. And in that time span, he drew 142 3-point shooting fouls. 142 in 16
James Harden got more than that in
James
one season,
Harden drew 124 3-point shooting fouls
pretty close.
in one season. Do y'all see this? I think I'm
goat.
gonna be sick. And the most obvious reason why James Harden was able to accomplish this feat is because of his patented step back. A move that is literally unguardable. When he makes this move, his defender either sits back and gets a half-ass hand up while James Harden triple jumps his way to the 3-point line, or the defender closes out hard and collides with Harden.
Triple jumps? Are you serious? That's borderline hating. That's borderline hating. Triple jump? Suck my dick.
A move that is literally unguardable. When he makes this move, his defender either sits back and gets a half-ass hand up while James Harden triple jumps his way to the 3-point line, or the defender closes out hard and collides with Harden in midair. About 90% of the time, these are the 2 outcomes to this move. And instead of just clarifying the existing rules to make this move a definitive travel, the league has beat around the bush and simply said if the defender collides with the shooter and the contact is initiated by the offense, it's no longer a shooting foul.
I'm trying to hinder
and
greatness.
Although this isn't going to exactly fix the problem, it's definitely a step in the right direction. In the 2000-2001 NBA season, these were the league leaders in 3-point shooting fouls drawn. Dirk Nowitzki surprisingly leading the league with 26, more than double the next highest total. And here are the top 3-point shooting fouls drawn in the 2019-2020 NBA season. To say that this is getting out of hand would be a vicious understatement. And you may be thinking, NBA players are only drawing more 3-point shooting fouls simply because they're shooting more 3-pointers. But when the stat was first tracked in 2000, the top foul drawers in the NBA had a 3-point shooting foul rate of 3.97%, meaning that 3.9% of the threes they attempted resulted in a shooting foul. This past season, the top foul drawers had a 3-point shooting foul rate of 8.5%, drawing 3-point shooting fouls at more than double the rate as the generation of players before them. Not only are current players taking far more threes, they're getting to the line much more often from these threes. Trae Young has perfected the opposite of James Harden's move. Instead of stepping back and drawing the player outside, he gets inside of the defense and draws contact by coming to a screeching halt in the middle of his drive. Now, I'd be lying if I said this wasn't high IQ basketball.
Exactly.
These players are simply abusing a rule, not breaking it. But no one wants to watch this. During the early rounds of this summer's Olympics, Team USA had trouble adjusting to the more physical FIBA rules, trying to draw phantom calls and being utterly flabbergasted when they didn't get them. And this may have inspired the NBA to follow through with this rule change this upcoming season. Because when players can do this, the game completely changes. Check this out. Excluding last season where James Harden missed a large portion of games, Harden has led the league in three-point shooting fouls 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times.
124.
Sorry. I just can't stop staring at it. I mean, look at it.
What do you mean, breathe?
Don't tell me to breathe.
I can't be. Yo, bring me a shot.
And when you break the...
Meet Editor X, the world's most advanced website design platform.
Please.
Made for you.
Numbers down specifically over this 5-season span, that's 407 three-point shooting fouls drawn in 381 games. Which means that at the rate that Harden converts on these threes and his free throw percentage, these three-point shooting fouls account for an extra 3.1 points per game. Which may not sound like much, but over the course of 5 seasons adds up to a whopping 1,181 points. Which means that 10% of all the points that James Harden has scored throughout that 5-season span came from three-point shooting fouls. Now, I'm not saying all of these shooting fouls came from phantom calls, but the vast majority of them did. And this only factors in three-point shooting fouls. We haven't even touched on this same tactic for mid-range jump shots and floaters. And honestly, as much as this gimmicky tactic changes the point totals these players produce, these tactics change the game as a whole even more. When a defender can't defend without being scared of drawing unnecessary fouls, players on offense can do just about anything they want. It makes for an extremely one-sided sport. Tactics like this have taken the power away from elite defenders in today's game and have left them with nothing to work with. Moves like this are also a big reason why NBA stats are so inflated in today's league. If your shot isn't falling and you're having a rough night on offense, just pull this out of your bag and it's a surefire way to put some easy points on the board. Not only that, but this move is dangerous to everyone involved. In 2017, the NBA implemented the Zaza rule, stating that reckless closeouts can result in technical and flagrant fouls. The NBA also expanded the landing zone for offensive players, virtually stripping defenses from getting good honest contests on outside shots. And the moment the NBA did this, immediately, players abused these rule changes, bending and manipulating the rules that were made to protect them. And now look. Just 4 seasons later, the league has gone the other way and is giving more power to the defense. Elite shooters that use this forced contact to manipulate the defense now have to think twice before they throw away a good look just to draw a foul. So, I'll leave y'all with this. From the 2000-2001 NBA season to the 2004-2005 season, there were a total of 9 double-digit three-point shooting foul seasons. I know that's an odd way to word that, but just stay with me. That's 9 in 5 seasons, which is less than 2 players each year drawing double-digit three-point shooting fouls throughout the season. Last season alone, 33 players drew double-digit three-point shooting fouls.
Jesus.
33. Let's just all agree that this rule change has been one of the better adjustments the league has made in recent history. Hope you all enjoyed, and as always, until next time.
Man, I like jxmyhighroller. But this borderline hate, bro. Come on. Stop the James Harden hate. Accept he's better than your favorite player. He's not on your team. Suck my dick. Peace.